What's up, everybody? It's your girl La Dueña coming at you from Dinner at the Round Table, and we are here in Wellington, Florida. What? We are here with these two fine young men representing Turo Bros. We got Zoga and we got Ariel right here, and they're gonna talk to you a little bit about this beautiful monster they're standing in front of, and talk about Turo, which is one of the most, I hear so much about Turo right now. Like, everybody wants to know how you get all these cars and you don't even have to pay for it. Like, right. What? Excuse me? What do you have to say about Turo?
So Turo is basically one of the newest platforms, right? So we consider it the Airbnb for cars. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's part of this whole new peer-to-peer sharing economy. We had started with Airbnb, now you got Turo. I'm sure there's gonna be other platforms similar to it for other things, maybe planes, jets, who knows what's next.
Planes, wow.
But for us, it started as something, it was actually his idea. That's how it all started. He came to me with the whole Turo play. He knew about Turo a few years back, so why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
Basically, I wanted to drive nice cars and get paid for it. So originally, we just bought a Polaris Slingshot. It's just like a nice little toy for the weekend. Next thing you know, like, that thing was out every day, so we didn't get to drive it. Then we said, like, let's get another car. So we got another car, and it was constantly out, and another car, and another car, and another car, and then, like, now we're here.
You guys made it, man. You guys made it, man. It's definitely an honor and a pleasure to have you guys on. Yeah, young entrepreneurs that are doing your thing in the Florida area. And we've been looking at you guys for a little minute, and we wanted to have you guys on the show so that we can, give the knowledge down to the world of how to become successful, just like you guys have.
Your source of knowledge.
Yes. But yeah, man, so let's get right to it, man. Let's talk about who are the Turo brothers, and then we're gonna get into what is Turo, period, the terminology, right?
Well, the Turo Bros are basically, we're a car rental company based in Orlando, Florida. We're also the leading educators of the platform, or at least we've made ourselves the leading educators of the platform. When we got started, nobody really had any Turo courses out there on how to do it properly. So we figured we'd create one to help the people out.
Yeah, and then the most beautiful part about it, so we're car guys. We love cars. We're also finance guys. Like, our trade, we're commercial bankers. We've done loans in the past on stuff, insurance,
real estate, law enforcement. We got a big span of different career fields and expertise that we bring to the table. So we're able to kind of combine those, and that's how we're able to figure out the right formula on how to be successful using the platform.
That's awesome, amazing things. Like, kudos to you guys and everything that you've accomplished. When I work in, I'm a real estate investor, and I have a lot of experience with Airbnb, and I came across you guys over a friend here down in West Palm Beach talking about how they do their Turo. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, let me find out more about Turo. And then I came across you guys, I think across Instagram, and I targeted you guys because I'm also in Orlando too. Like, I'm in West Palm Beach right now, but I live in Orlando now. And so I was just looking up you guys and following you, and I hear that you guys have a course, and all the beautiful cars that you guys show. Like, man, you guys are popping. Your kudos.
How did you first find our page? Was it through like a certain post, or?
I think it was through Instagram.
Okay.
I think it was Instagram. I was just scrolling. I think I typed in Turo. It was either Instagram or YouTube. It was one of those, because when I start Googling things, but I think it was Instagram, and then I found your page, Turo Bros. And then I found out, that it was you and Ariel. And then I started following your individual pages, and I started seeing the cars that you were posting and some tips that you were, you guys were dropping some gems on Instagram. So I'm just like, what? Oh my goodness. So I was so impressed about everything that, you guys represent and where you used to be at compared to where you're at today. So I was like, I called up Nelson and the other day, and I was like, we got to have these guys on. Like, they're popping, they're hot, especially down here in Orlando and in Florida. Like, we got to get them on the show. So I'm really, really excited to have you guys on. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, for sure, man. So for our listeners and our viewers that are not familiar with the term Turo, what is Turo? What is that? What does the term Turo mean?
Yep.
So Turo is basically just like Airbnb, but for the car rental industry. It's a peer-to-peer share economy app in which like basically you can literally buy a car today or post the same car that you have in your driveway, not utilizing, that's not making you money. And through Turo, you're able to turn that liability into an asset. So how do you turn it into an asset? Because like the platform marketing strategy is so good that you can literally go buy a car to a dealership, use the same pictures that are at the dealership, put on the app. So it's like when you go get a listing to Airbnb, but like before you even furnish a place, you literally just take the same pictures that you had, post it on the app, and it can be booked in the next 10 minutes. So you're making money like literally before your first payment is due, like 2 months before that, like you made the first, second, and third payment before that.
And the cool thing about it too is you don't have to even own the vehicle. You could actually manage somebody else's vehicle and put it on your profile and manage it that way.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. A lot of people have that misconception like, oh, I have to own the car to list it. You don't have to own it, but you do need to have a written agreement with the owner of the vehicle that you're going to manage it for him. And then you guys could obviously split the profits or whatever agreement you come to terms with.
And how did you guys like come across Turo yourselves? Like what brought y'all into that?
It was actually this guy right here. So we've been best friends for over close to 20 years now.
Aww.
He brought up the idea to me back in December. He's like, hey man, I'm thinking about doing this Turo play. And I had heard about it, but we hadn't really researched it enough. So the idea of, like the way he presented it to me was like, and I was still working at the bank at the time. I hadn't started the entrepreneurial journey. I was making 6 figures working at a bank. And I was trying to get out of it anyway. He already had started his entrepreneurial journey with his tax strategy firm and so forth. And he told me like, hey, listen, man, this is a new platform. We could be early adopters of it, right? Because there's not like, it's been out for a few years, but a lot of people don't know about it, right? Same thing with Airbnb. When Airbnb first came out, it's been out for a while, but people didn't really start catching on until, you know, it became the hot thing. So Turo is still in its infancy, technically, as far as like users and hosts. 9 out of 10 customers on that platform, it's their first time using it. That just shows you, you know, the possibilities, right, of where it's headed to as far as like, you know, the transformation of it. But he brought up the idea to me. We started researching a little bit further, and from there we just went all in.
Okay. Yeah. So you said December, so December of 2020 or December 2019?
Yep, 2020. December 2020. Yeah, it was actually around Christmas time.
Yo, congrats, guys. Y'all moving quick. Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
You guys motivated?
We got the first vehicle and shit as a Christmas present, really. Yeah.
Was that the slingshot that I see you guys posted?
Yeah,
that was the first vehicle.
That was the very first one, the red slingshot.
That was the first. Wow.
Yeah, and I remember you saying something that you know, because you guys purchased in December, and December is like a real slow month, right, in Florida. But then by February, you already picked up, and you guys, by the end of the summer, you guys already have made that money back, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we purchased the vehicle thinking, okay, like best bet, if it doesn't work out, we just have a toy that we utilize. Like he takes it 1 week and I take another weekend. It's a tool to add depreciation to like the business that we put it under with. So like we save money on taxes. So if it doesn't perform, we're still gonna be good. It's just like $250 per person. But then January was really cold in Orlando. Like it hasn't been that cold in a minute. So we only got 1 booking. And I said, yo, honestly.
It was like a 40-degree month, which is unlikely for Orlando. For whatever reason, I think there was some sort of cold front that was affecting the East Coast and also the South. And it was like that whole month, it must have been like 40 to 50 degrees.
Jeez, man, that's crazy.
Only 1 booking. So we were a little concerned. It's like, you know what, like, okay, cool. Like, we're just gonna pay for the thing, whatever. Then February comes and I call Silva, like, yo, where's the ceiling shot? Oh, it's gone. It's like, wait, what do you mean? Okay, it's like, when does it come back? Comes back tomorrow, then we get another booking, then we get another booking. I think we ended up making that month like $2,500, $26, something like that. Profit. That's after making the payment. So it's like, wait a minute, we got something here. Let's go buy another car. So we'll go and buy another car. And like, okay, the car is gone too. Then we'll buy another car. The car is gone too. So we're spending like almost every day at the dealership. And I said, you know what? Like, I put my own personal car, and I'm a car guy. I don't like people driving my car, and I ain't my brother, nobody, no family member. I don't care. And I said, you know what? Like, everything's making money. It's just like a liability. If I can, I'll put myself on tour if people can rent me. But Next year, we have a fleet of 12 people, 12 cars. 12
I
cars.
mean, you're looking Papi Chulo, so you know you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. So let's get right into the whole process of let's say someone owns an LLC, right? And they wanna use their business credit to purchase a vehicle. What are the standards? Like what is the process more or less? Can you explain that to us? How that works a little bit more in detail? Because a lot of listeners, a lot of viewers, and a lot of people in the public, they don't really know how to basically understand the loopholes with tax credit and stuff like that.
Sure. So I'm gonna go over first, like how to put the car under the LLC, under your business, because it's a question that everybody had. Like I used to be a commercial lender for about 6 years, is helping businesses get business loans. So I understand the game, like completely. So the funny thing is, you go to a dealership, you car salesman, there's so much turnover that you talk to somebody that might not be there like 3 or 6 months later. So you ask them, hey, like, can I put my car under the LLC? They're like, they start getting confused, and then they're gonna steer you towards the personal side. But I mean, to keep it simple, there's 2 ways that you can put your car under your business. There's the easy way and the hard way. The hard way, your business has to be established with business trade lines, and traditionally for at least 13 months. Most big lenders like the Wells Fargo, the 3 banks where people usually bank, they want to see your business in business for at least 1 to 2 years. And they're going to leverage your personal credit to get you that car and your personal income, because your business is still too risky. It's in the startup space, so they don't feel comfortable giving you that business loan. But that's the hard way, right? So they're gonna wait for you to be in business for 2 years to make sure that you're financially sound, and then that your business is still active. Because most businesses they tend to fail within the first 5 years. Sorry, my dog is acting crazy. But anyways, so that's the hard way. A healthy business with good financials, good tax returns, showing a profit, that you can utilize those tax returns to get our bank statement showing that your business has money coming in to get the business loan. That's the hard way. The easy way, as simple as it sounds, you go to the dealership, you ask for the finance manager, and you ask, hey, I want to put a business credit application to the manufacturer. So the manufacturer of the manufacturer, let's say you go to BMW, you want to send your business credit application to BMW Financial. And you're gonna let them know, hey, I do not want my credit run on the personal side. I do not want my credit shotgun to any other company. I want to send it to BMW Financial, Mercedes-Benz, GM Financial, Chrysler Capital, to the business department. And they're gonna ask you, okay, you're gonna have to leverage your personal credit, because you could be a brand new business. Literally, your LLC could be started yesterday or this morning when you get your incorporation documents. And then as soon as you're acting, they can confirm you're a legit business with the state, you can get a business loan. But that's gonna be leveraging your personal credit. And traditionally, they wanna see, for you to get a good deal, like 720 and above.
720. So you still gotta use, when you're a new business, you still gotta use your line of credit first until you're able to establish a reputation for your company, basically.
Exactly. Like on the business side, you just think about it. Like you have a brand new business. Like let's say you come to me, hey, I have this business that you started. I don't know how long you're gonna stay with that business. I don't even know you're making money. So from the business risk perspective, they wanna see you making money first. And the best way they can confirm that is with a legal document, like tax return. That's official. You send it to the IRS, you can't lie. You lie to the IRS, you can get in trouble. So yeah, you gotta leverage your personal credit until your business is up there, that you can do a non-PG, a non-personal guaranteed business loan.
Yeah, man. So there you go, people. You got to get that credit score up.
Yep.
Money flowing.
My question is, so now this is all in regards to your first vehicle. So what happens do you have to do the same thing using your personal credit as a what do they call it again? Personal guarantor on your second vehicle and your third vehicle and so on?
So yes, you're gonna be leveraging your personal credit, and that's all gonna depend on how much money you're actually bringing on the personal side. So let's say you can still be employed and have an LLC. You can leverage your personal income to get that business auto loan. So usually the formula, they want to see that you have a low debt to income ratio. You don't have a lot of debt. So not only having a good credit score is good for that, but they want to see you're able to afford the monthly payment. Traditionally, they don't want to see you above a 50% DTI, but like less than 30% is optimal.
So basically, if your business brought in $40,000 the year of 2021, but you made 60 on the personal, you can combine the both, which is 100, and then it looks better, right? Whenever you go try to take out a loan, right?
Yeah, yep, to a certain extent, yep.
Yeah, so basically, all right, well, that's good to know, man, because a lot of people are not familiar with how the process works. And, you know, that's the reason why a lot of people get, you know, they get stiffed, you know, by the car dealers, by, you know, by business loans that they're not aware of that are available through the government and all that. And I'm glad that you guys are teaching this in your courses. Let's talk about your courses. How do the courses work, and where can people actually get information about your courses?
So they can go to www.theturoguide.com, or they can click the link of our respective IG profiles, or at Turo Bros, the link on the bio. And what was the other question? I think I missed the first part of it.
Yeah, they just talk about the packages available, and or is this one standard rate for the full course, or are there different types of courses you guys offer? Let's talk about the courses.
It's a comprehensive course. So it has everything you need to know, and it has even things not even related to Turo. How to fix your credit, how to start your LLC, different tax benefits that you could basically utilize from owning these vehicles. And of course, it has the A to Z of how to start your Turo business, how to scale it, how to optimize it, how to automate it, and even how to exit out of it, right? Because you do need to, with any business you start, you want to have an exit strategy in case things don't go your way, right? A lot of people start a business, they're like, oh, it's going to work out great. And when shit hits the fans, like, oh shit, what we do now, right? You gotta have an exit.
Yeah, we even mentioned how to fix your credit to a certain extent. So, like, you know, just something very basic, some quick hacks that people can take advantage right away to improve their credit score.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
We practice like going to university, you know, everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's one. So you said it's one comprehensive course you guys have. I know you guys are running a sale right now. I think you guys are 50% off, right, until tomorrow.
Correct. Yeah, we're running a sale for $497.
Okay, that's
course
pretty good.
Normally at $997.
That's pretty good, but I mean, you guys, man, take advantage of these courses, man, because, you know, I mean, these guys are already experienced. They know what they're doing. Obviously, you can see the success that they have. How many cars do you guys have in your fleet? How many cars do you guys have in your fleet?
12. We have 12 right now.
12 cars. They're all luxury cars. These guys are raking in the dough. I mean, it's proof, man. These guys ain't lying. They had a celebrity the other day, basically giving more credibility. Musicólogo, I saw him.
Oh, you know, yeah.
So these guys are verified, man. They're certified. You know what I'm saying? No change.
Check them out.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. So, for instance,
can you talk about the cars, some of the cars that you have in your fleet, to give the people out there an idea of what we're really dealing with? Like, we're not just talking about, you know, Honda Civic, or, you know, like we talking about some nice stuff. Like when you guys came by to West Palm Beach, what kind of car was that?
That was the I-8.
The I-8?
That was a Miami blue I-8. I really love the color of the car, especially for down here in Florida. But that's the reason why we got into the business, because there's people that doing the tour and there's nothing wrong with it. You can go the economy route, right? You can get minivans, you can get sedans, whatever, and still make bank. But for me to get into this particular business, I wanted the luxury and the benefit of owning the vehicles that I actually want to drive at the end of the day, right? Because worst case scenario with any business, let's say if those cars did not perform, which they should perform based on the formula that we utilize, but let's just assume that it didn't. Now you're stuck making a car note on a car that you hate. Having a car note, everybody hates having a car note to begin with. To have a car note on a car that you don't even like, that's like a double whammy, right? So for me, it's like, all right, if we don't get the car, it doesn't perform, I'd rather be a car that I'm gonna enjoy driving at the end of the day, right? And that was the kind of like the basis of it. The cars that we have are Corvettes. We have the i8, Maserati, Benzes, BMW, basically anything that's in the mid-luxury and up market. We do have the Slingshots and the Mustang 5.0 as well, GT. That's probably like the lowest, as far as like price range, the Mustang and the Slingshots are probably like under the 50,000 category. Everything else is above 50K.
Exotic cars, man. Exotic.
Cars.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got almost close to $1 million in car notes. I mean, in as far as like actual loans. If you
Wow.
go-
$1 million.
Wow.
Ay,
Yeah.
ay.
Oh,
You're
but
gonna have a lot of girls throwing themselves at you with all the cars.
I'm married, but I'm sure he
that
gets a
smile
lot.
and she I
I'll put my business out there, man.
Yeah, man. The girls be like, the girls this time they see you drive by in a car, they be like, "Hola, yo, no los chicos." But
Well, the cars are usually rented.
yeah, but sometimes when it's you driving it, you know, taking it to the wash or something, or going, you know, to the garage where you guys store it at, is you driving, and the girls go crazy when they see those cars, man. But anyway, what's the most popular vehicle that you guys have as far as renting goes? Which is the car that people rent the most out of all the cars you guys have?
They all perform really well, but I would say if I have to pick the top one, it would be the Slingshot. It's a toss up between the Slingshot and the Mustang.
The Mustang, yeah. I would say because
It's a convertible. It's a 5.0 liter, so it's like a V8, you know, 470 horsepower. So it's a nice color too. So that one performs really well for the price point.
And that's in Orlando, right?
I'm in Orlando, yeah.
Are all of your cars in Orlando or?
Yeah. We've thought about expanding to Miami and a few other areas, but for now we're centralized in Orlando, and we've been putting a lot of our energy into this course because a big part of it is we were getting so many questions about it. And again, there was nothing out there to help people or guide them in that particular process. So I sat down one day like, yo, we need to create something, because we were getting bombarded from family and friends like, yo, how do you do this? I'm like, I can't answer all these questions. So now it's like, look, the course is right there. You got questions, you know, go get them. Go to the course, you know.
it's definitely a big weight off your shoulder.
So how long did it take to like actually develop the course, and like what was the process on deciding to give more than just like the A to Z of Turo and all that? Like, why did you guys decide to like actually like help people? I understand like why anybody would help anybody, but why did you guys like include like credit improvement and stuff of that nature?
What was like, by trade, I'm actually a tax consultant. So like I legally help. You ever heard of like how Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes and all that stuff? Usually have a tax strategist with him. So we have somebody like me that will call him and create a custom plan for his business, like on how to legally lower taxes. I specialize on people that are doing e-commerce. So like anybody that's on the e-com space that has courses on that stuff. So I see how and I only work with people that have courses that actually provide value, just because like I don't want to be associated with anybody that has something that, you know, it's not good out there. So
No, definitely agree with that.
so knowing how that game works for a couple of years, and then and me personally, we actually bought some courses, because I didn't want to make a course on this. We didn't want to scale it the way that we did, but it just turned out so successful that we took the opportunity, and then we bought some courses as well. From other people. The courses, I don't want to talk bad about any other courses, but it didn't have what we required. So I said, you know what? I have all these people asking me all these questions, so instead of going ahead and keep answering every day, going on Instagram Live, all that stuff, but like we're just gonna make a course that's comprehensive, that offers so much value with such a low ticket prices as a no-brainer. Like just think about it. You're buying like a $20,000 asset, even you go the economy route. $500, $1,000, whatever like the course price is, it's a no-brainer for you to have that asset protected. Because we do cover to make sure, like to show you that to make sure that you always get paid in case you encounter a claim, because it's not about if, it's about when. Because 3% of our trips are going to end up on an accident. So that's how we came up. Like we just want to throw all of our knowledge, in one place, A to C. So anybody wants to get into a business, they cover 360.
Right. The thing is, there's information out there, but nobody's really kind of providing insight into the business, right? And a lot of people look at it like any other business, right? Oh, it's easy, just list your car and you're good to go. Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that.
It's a little bit more to it, man.
Broke on your first car, like you could lose. Like your car, let's say, gets totaled and you could be out like thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you're not doing it the right way. So that was the point of the course. It's like, okay, look, we'll teach you, we'll give you the tools and resources. What you do with it, then it's up to you, but at least it's there. It's all cataloged for you. You can literally look at, okay, claims, or how to negotiate at the dealerships, or whatever topic you're interested, it's all there for you.
Wow. I have a question.
Mhm.
Yeah. Have you ever had a situation where someone crashed your car?
We had small claims. We haven't had any cars being totaled yet, but that's a
Oh.
matter of time, like anything. And knock on wood. That business, again, it's talking about cars being on the road, right? Like, it's a matter of time, not a matter of if.
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because, you know, when I spoke to you guys the other day, I was talking about a situation that I'm in where I have one vehicle that's currently in total loss. So I kind of see that in a way as a blessing in disguise, because my next time that I get the vehicle, once everything is, you know, claims and everything is done and over with, I'm thinking about putting that onto my LLC. So now, if there was a situation where your vehicle does become a total loss while it's on tour, you know, on Turo, what happens, or what is the difference between that and just a regular person crashing their own car?
Well, it's two things, right? The first, your personal insurance only covers you, right? There's no rider or policy that covers you renting the vehicle. At that point, you conducted business. This is not no longer a personal vehicle. The reason why you use Turo is because they provide you with the commercial insurance protection on that car. Depending on which plan you choose, they have about 5 different plans, and the plan dictates your deductible, and also it dictates your profit sharing agreement with them, right? So if you go with like a 60-40 plan, that means you keep 60% of that money, they keep the other 40%, and if an accident occurs, you have a 0 deductible, basically nothing out of pocket. As you go up, where you keeping more of your money, your deductible gets a little bit higher, and what they cover and they don't cover also changes. So that's where your risk appetite and everything else kind of comes into play, you know?
And then I also tell you on the process of the claim. So you could do 2 things, right? You can go directly after the guest, whoever rented the car from you, and ask them, hey, do you have personal insurance? Most personal insurance, they have full coverage. Their insurance will actually cover when they're renting a car. Yeah. They should have a provision they don't even know about it. So, you know, you can let the customer know, hey, it will be cheaper if you go through me, if you just go directly to your insurance company, because at the end of the day, what Turo's gonna do, let's say us as hosts, like they'll be, okay, here's $5,000 to that issue. Turo might get $6,000 to $7,000. So they're gonna go for the max, and they know how to leverage their knowledge, whoever has their claim department, to go directly after the max with the lawyers and stuff. So it's actually cheaper for the person to deal directly with the guest, and you deal with their insurance. That's one option that they give you. But if you don't want to deal with that, you don't want to like chase anybody, just let Turo handle it. That's why they take their fee, and you get your money in your hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as the car was not your fault, right? So improper maintenance of your vehicle, if they find out you were not maintaining your vehicle the right way, that could result in a denial of your claim. If your tires are bald, for example, or if let's say you have all these signals come on your, like, you know, light signals on your car that you haven't taken care of, right? Like, let's say engine light on or whatever, they can use that against you and say, you know what, you have not been maintaining your vehicle, and for that reason, that's the cause of the accident, right, or whatever. Because remember, it's, at the end of the day, it's insurance. So they're gonna try to find ways, like, wait a minute, it's your fault? Okay, well, forget that. Then you gotta take that loss.
You're gonna try to find a way to get out of it too, out of the situation.
Yeah, well, like anything, right? Like anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good to know, man, because a lot of people get bamboozled into paying more than they need to, and you know, it's just the lack of knowledge of like insurance companies and how to facilitate a vehicle when it's damaged. A lot of people don't have, you know, they don't have the knowledge because it's not available as often as, you know, we would want to, right?
Yeah, and the funny thing, that's actually that's what I went to school for, risk management and insurance. Like one of the top schools in the country. So like I also know the insurance game. So like I know exactly how to talk to them and like just squeeze them as much as I can.
But the average Joe, the average citizen out there doesn't know. A lot of people just, you know they're paying their premium. They know how much it is every 6 months or yearly, whatever. But that's about as far as it goes. You know, they probably know, you know, they got AAA or whatever, but they don't know like the in and outs of how to actually speak to like the terminologies, you know what I mean? To speak about it. But yeah, man. So let's talk about the rates that you guys have with your vehicles. Do you guys have like a standard rate or for every vehicle, or does it vary depending on the season?
Now it varies based on the vehicle itself. And of course, it varies in the location that you're based out of, right? Like a car, for example, the same car we have here in Orlando, the i8, let's say we're charging $450 a day. If we take it down to Miami, we could probably charge like 550 or 600, right?
Hey.
Because the cost of living is higher and everything else. The same vehicle, but just different locations.
Yeah, so exactly. So the vehicle then, you guys add like a transportation fee because you guys are bringing it from Orlando, or you have partners down there where they.
No, we don't offer delivery to Miami or nothing like that. Our business is based out. We get enough business in Orlando where we don't have to do any of that.
Like, I think
That's
that's for the musicólogo stuff. Like that was a special, know somebody, and like yo, like we need this. So like it's a friend of mine, so we went ahead and deliver the car.
But somebody in the Miami area that wanted to basically get services from you guys. You guys have like a system where they can go pick up that same vehicle somewhere else in Miami, where you guys don't have to travel with the vehicle down there. Is there a way?
No, so we don't really have a system like that until we potentially expand to Miami. But what we do, but if somebody has a request like that, and we have students like all over the country, especially Miami, Houston, Texas, and Cali, so we just send it to our mentees. If somebody has a request, hey, I want to rent this car. Are you guys over here? No, we have like about 12, 13 people that do have cars already that are making money.
Exactly, that's what I meant. So you guys, because I know that Turo means car sharing. So you guys being in the car sharing industry, I'm assuming you guys have colleagues that you refer people to. Hey, I got a guy who's in Houston. He needs a car. You know what's up? You know this time to hook him up. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Question: if they were to like take one of your cars from Orlando and they would use it, say to go to a road trip to Texas or New York or something like that, do you guys does it include unlimited miles in the car, or how do you guys?
Now, none of our cars include unlimited miles. They do have, you can set your own limit. You could also provide unlimited. Because most of our cars are higher end, we don't provide unlimited miles because of the depreciation, the wear and tear on the vehicle, right, that it could cause. And second, no out-of-state rentals. Like you can't take the vehicle out of state. So you could travel anywhere within Florida, if that's where we're based out of, but you're not allowed to take the vehicle and go to New York, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one, the miles is not allowing you, and two, we don't allow out-of-state road trips.
But sometimes, unfortunately, you can control that. Thankfully, we do have trackers on the car, so like send a message, hey, how's the trip going? Is everything okay? What? Because you're in Texas right now. What's going on? But sometimes, we can literally hit a click on something. It will have a kill switch on the car, so it doesn't move anymore. And guess what? All those extra miles they drove, we get paid for them. Like for example, for the IA, it has the highest extra mileage rate. We only give you 100 miles per day, and usually on the IA, we get paid like $3.20 for every extra mile, just to account for the depreciation.
And also with the GPS trackers, there's a feature like a geofence. So for example, it will alert you if your customer is let's say close to the borderline, the state line between, I don't know, Florida and Georgia, let's say. You know what I mean? So if you feel like they're about to take the car out of state, and the reason why you don't want them leaving the state is the hassle and the money to, if something was to happen and the car's out of state, to bring that car back. That's why you don't want it to leave the state.
Yeah. The 20 fees alone would be killer.
Yeah.
For sure. So let's say I'm in Orlando.
But we protect ourselves with GPS trackers and other forms.
Oh, nice. That's what I was gonna ask you guys. Definitely got.
So you really can't lose on pretty much. I mean, like any business, it's always risky, but whether you're doing, real estate or Airbnb or Turo or anything else, there's always a risk to it. But, this just kind of seems like a foolproof system. And the fact that you guys have a course to explain that, to kind of open everyone's eyes about it and think about things that they didn't originally think about when they were getting themselves into the Turo business. So, kudos to you guys with the course. Again, I'm sure there's tons of people, and especially after they see this show and they see like, yo, I think I'm starting putting my car on Turo.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are giving back to the community, man, by doing that, because a lot of the times we find ourselves like successful people that make it out of our communities. They make it out, they become successful. They hardly ever come back and show the tools to the guys who don't know about it. You know what I mean? And what you guys are doing is, you guys have been successful, and now you guys are providing a service where you teach, the communities about these services. And that's very important, because a lot of times, like I said, successful people leave and they never come back to teach us on these things. So that's why sometimes the lack of knowledge.
Exactly. Like your biggest expense is what you don't know, right? So, and to add to your point, like I would say like about 3 years ago, before I started getting into the social media game, same way, like I was doing commercial loans and doing tax strategy for all these big companies, and none of them were owned by any black and brown people. And I was like wow, like at one point, like I'm helping some this specific person, I don't want to say any race, but like just improve their business. That's something that they're used to, and they're already new to the game. It's like, and I started thinking, okay, I'm making all this money doing these loans and this tax strategy, but like, what am I doing for my people? Like, our people are so behind. Like, if you tell some Latino person, hey, go and start a business, like the first thing I think about is real estate. You need money for real estate. Their credit might be messed up, and if the credit's messed up, like if the credit's not messed up, then okay, they get into real estate. But there's more than that. There's so many ways to make money in this country. I mean, that's why we all come here, or our grandparents came from.
Yeah.
So I made it my personal mission to try to teach as many people like just different ways to make money besides owning a grocery store, which I own, real estate, which I did in the past, credit repair, I've done that in the past. There's so many different ways in this country you can make money.
Yeah. Same thing for me. I'm not Latino, by the way.
I was just gonna say, I know you're not Latino.
Oh, you're Armenian, okay.
I was about to say something, but
bachata and everything.
Yeah, I'm probably honorary Dominican, but now I'm Greek and Albanian.
Greek and Albanian.
Yeah, I was born overseas.
An island.
I grew up in a communist country and kind of made my way over to the U.S. as a political refugee. My early years, and then from there on, it just kind of took off.
Nice, man. That's nice, man. I can see the Albanian in you. You look like kind of a tough guy there. That's been Albanians are supposed to be tough.
Mafia.
I know you guys got a lot of Albanians in New York, right?
Yeah, yeah. The Albanians are very, they're known for being mobbed up, for sure.
That's why my
yeah.
And where are you from, Ariel?
Dominican Republic, born and raised.
Ah, okay.
How do you guys find each other 20 years ago?
It's a funny story.
That sounded kind of like suspect, but you know what I mean, right?
It's a true love story.
Oh,
A bromance.
Bromance. It's a funny story. So, on my first, he was a friend with my wife. My wife that I have now, they were friends at the time. They went to school together. So my first date with my wife at the time, he was there at the house. Her parents were there, a couple of her friends, and he was there. And it was almost like a 2-for-1 package, right? I got my wife and I got my best friend all at the same day.
And to add to that point of the Albanian looking tough, I'm like, yo, like I'm texting like, yo, make sure you're good, because like that guy looks like he's about to beat you up. Because he has a serious face. We're like, hey, how are you? Like he does, of course. But I was like, yo, like you text me if anything, like I'll pull up, but he came out to be a good guy.
Yeah, man, for sure. So let's say I'm in Orlando, I want to go visit Universal Studio, and I want to go out in style. I want to get that yellow Corvette you guys have in your fleet. What would be more or less the different type of pricing on that vehicle? Let's say in general.
Absolutely. So on that vehicle, on average, we charge between $190 to $220 per day.
Per day.
Yep.
And then you can add the. And how much is the mileage? You say you have unlimited packages too?
But yeah, not for that one. So that one you get about 200 miles a day, which is pretty generous. That's very generous. Yeah.
Very super generous.
Yeah.
I mean, where else can you really go? I mean, that's a lot.
You'd be surprised.
People go to Key West. They go to Key West, which is almost 400 miles.
Really?
Wow. There's so many places you could go in Florida. Like you don't have to stay local. Like there's so many beaches, so many like beautiful cities. Like Miami's like 3.5 hours from Orlando, so people could take a road trip to Miami. Let's say that's a good 200 miles each way at least. So you'd be surprised, man. But and most of the time we don't get nobody going over the miles, but we do get the occasional guests that go over, and obviously have to pay for that.
And was it like 200 miles per rental?
Per day.
Per day. All right. And what's the fees if I go over that?
It depends on the car, right? Like on the I-8, it will be almost $2 more per mile. Whereas on, let's say on the Mustang, it might be only 50 cents per mile.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it depends on the vehicle, on the cost of the vehicle.
Yeah,
right?
The more expensive the vehicle is, retail wise.
Yeah, because you gotta account for depreciation and the wear and tear that you're putting on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like the I-8, that's a $160,000 car.
And the I-8's a hybrid as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that also be like a factor into the price point because you're like quote unquote going green?
No, not for that car specifically, because the battery only gives you about like 60 to 70 miles. So it's not like a true 100% hybrid. It's just like add a component. You can put it on Eco Pro, and then it will waste less gas. And also the car to fill up, like $30 to go to Miami and come back.
It's more gas efficient, basically.
Yeah, more gas efficient, exactly, and not fast at all.
What would you say is the most expensive vehicle you have right now in your fleet?
That's I would say that's definitely the one. The IA is definitely the one, followed by
The Hellcat.
the Hellcat, and then the Maserati.
Well, the Hellcat was the one that you was driving on Rio. There was like a white.
Yeah, the Dodge Ram Hellcat. They only make 2,000. Yep.
Okay. That's nice, man. That's muscle. That's American muscle right there.
That's a hell of a
Oh yeah,
ride.
I love that car.
I love American muscle, man, for sure.
And you know
But
what's
you-
funny? Like
The cat.
some of these cars, like I've never been like a American muscle type of vehicle guy, but after driving some of the cars, definitely became a big fan of it.
Became a fan, right?
I've always been more of a luxury like type of vehicles. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like more European.
Yeah. Never cared for speed like that. But again, once we kind of got exposed to some of these cars, I'm like, oh shit, I understand what the hype is all about.
See, that's the mafioso in you, Soga. The mafioso! I knew it the whole time. You make expensive cars, exotic cars.
It's all mad.
Yes, man. But listen, you guys, what's the weirdest like story you've had with a customer thus far that you can remember?
I'll let him share.
I mean, we have a lot. Like I
lot,
share one with La Doña the other day, but we actually have one from this morning. This might not be that crazy, but like basically one of the customers not returning the car on time. So we sent him a message like, yo, what's going on? Everything good? He's like, yeah, I'm 15 minutes away. An hour passes. It's like, yo, like at this point, we're gonna charge you a late fee, which is usually like $200 to $300. And the guy said like, listen, my bad, bro. Like I just got drunk. Like just come get the car. I don't care about the money. So we pull up to the Airbnb like this morning, like an hour and a half later, and they were like, hey, we're outside. And like 10 big motherfuckers come out. Like to get the keys, like kind of like to intimidate us. And I was like, yo, like what's going on here? Like I don't know if they thought like I don't know what the we're gonna do. So like yo, he laughed, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to get in the car and get my gun. Like I don't have time for this.
I'm laughing at it because that doesn't intimidate. Like I said, I grew up in a fucking communist country. I've done seen everything. I don't care about none of that tough fact. So I'm laughing at them, and they're getting pissed off because they thought that was gonna like intimidate us from like the situation. And then we were gonna charge them for the late return and all that. They were hoping that by showing up deep, like we probably just kind of take the keys and run type of thing.
Wow.
So this guy goes in the car. I'm just standing there laughing, and they're looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. They just hand me the keys and they all go back inside.
I'm counting them. Like, how many clips do I got right now? Because it's like about 10.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. You already know. Soga was like,
Get over here! Finish him! Fatality.
they don't want to miss a Soga, man, for sure. But yeah, man, that's a crazy story, man. I could imagine the crazy phone calls you guys get. Has anybody ever got like left the vehicle somewhere and they don't know where they left it at after a night of partying in the clubs?
Not yet, thankfully. Not yet. I mean, we did have somebody.
Hey, Turo
now.
Brothers, yeah. I rented a car from you. I was out last night. Got pretty drunk. I don't know where I parked that shit.
Right. Yeah, not yet, thankfully.
I got wasted and I lost the car.
I have another funny story. So I have this rental. Like we have a Mercedes-Benz GLE 43 AMG. I just got in it. Like I just want to go to the dealership. It's my birthday. I'm just gonna grab something like to rent it, of course. But then like just wanted to buy a car for my birthday, whatever. So we buy the car. The car gets booked right away for Monday. Like I have bought it like on a Saturday. So Monday guy comes in, rents it for like a week and a half, and like, all right, here you go, here are the keys. And I'm nervous because like I wanted to get the car back. I didn't enjoy it, and the guy's not really answering any messages or anything. It's not bothering us. And somehow I found the guy's Instagram profile, and I'm like, yo, so look at this guy. Let's see what he's doing. Like, he's like recording, driving the car, going a little fast, whatever. That's normal. Then the guy flips the camera. The motherfucker's mad oily. with no shirt on my leather seats, just like vibing, like
Hey Marvin Gaye touching himself while he's driving, shirtless, oiled up. I don't know. Like,
what's going on in my car? Like, yo, look on my leather seats. And then the worst part, when the car comes back, the car is super sticky. We found drugs in the car. There's liquor, stripper hair. Like, I don't know what that guy did.
What drugs were they?
Yeah.
A lot of stripper hair. I'm talking about back seat, front seat, all types of different like
cane, weed hair, all that shit.
Oh yeah, blonde hair, black hair. I'm like, oh, this guy had a party in this car. I don't know what he was.
Bro, I was cleaning that car and I was crying at the same time. I was like, yo, like, I just got this car. What's going on?
You was like,
Oh man.
I don't like Marvin Gaye anymore.
not after that oily scene. But, yeah, bro, man, he ruined a classic for you, this guy, man.
Dude, it looked like it was a filter. Like, I never seen somebody so oily. Like, and he was I was like, bro, why you put oil on you? Like,
and on top of that, it was perforated
with the strippers, bro.
On top of that was perforated leather. So you know that oil got into those perforated, like those little holes in the leather and shit. So
oh my god! Wow,
so hard to get rid of.
I might be able to show the video too.
Yeah, man. Do you guys have
for you guys to fix that?
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, we had a rental literally like I would say hours apart. So me and him had to kind of like do the best we could and then eventually when we got the car back, we paid for somebody to do a full detail.
Yeah. Did that you're like, why is it so oily? Like
No, we did a pretty good job cleaning it, but we wanted to do a full detail later on to make sure there was nothing left in the car.
It was the next rental got a free weed.
I mean, he's scarred for life from that video, but
the
thing with us, I told him like that you can't be emotionally attached to any of the vehicles. That's part of our strategy. Like, because if you are emotionally attached to any of that stuff, you're not gonna be able to provide the right customer service, and it's like somebody when they try to sell their own house rather than use a realtor, right? Your ego and everything else kind of comes into play, and it could possibly steer a deal away from you. Because, right? So kind of like the same concept with the cars. Like, buy the cars you want to drive, but don't be emotionally attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
things are gonna happen sooner or later. A scratch, a dent. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's part of the business, especially when a lot of people give you used to one particular item, right? But real quick, what's been your busy? Can you recall your busiest day or busiest weekend?
Yeah.
Thus far?
Memorial.
What was like that day that you knew? Wow, we got a lot of people. Like
Memorial Weekend. Funny enough, this guy was out of town for Memorial Weekend, and all 10 cars were gone. At the time, we only had 10 cars, so all 10 cars were gone, and I wake up the next morning and I had no cars to drive because I even had my own personal car thrown in there too.
Wow.
And I wake up and I had to walk to my mother-in-law's house to borrow her beat up CRV. It was like a handicap. She had the handicap sign on and everything. I'm driving around town like trying to, basically pick up some of these cars.
At least you could park anywhere.
Yeah, that was the benefit.
Did that humble you? Did that humble you knowing that you have all these expensive luxury cars and then you had to go use that little CRV to get around? Did that
not at all. I mean, I never owned, even though I made six figures most of my life working, I never owned a luxury car because I've always been very frugal. And Ariel has been very much the same way.
Cheap.
Like
the name Money More on Instagram. Is that because I talk about money?
Like I just got rid of. I had a CRV myself. Like so that was I was already humble when it came to that. It's not like there was nothing there with that. I just got rid of the CRV before we started buying all of these cars. Okay. Now as far as the luxury piece of it, once it started making sense for us, right, where the cars are paying for themselves and they're making us money. All right, we're like, now it's time to buy all the cars we ever wanted to buy. But before, it didn't make sense for me. Even though I was making money, he was making money. It didn't make sense for us to have $1,000 car note, or for example, for the i8, that's a $1,600 car note. Plus insurance, you come out almost $2,000. It just didn't make sense. The math wasn't right. Plus maintenance and everything else. But once we figured the formula of how to turn that into something that would make us money or even cover its note, then I'm like, all right, now we'll go grab everything we want.
That's so great, man. You guys get to own the cars of your dreams and also make money off of them.
Yep.
Who's been your most plentiful, like splendid customer so far? He's like, hey, I'm dropping this much. I don't care how much it is. Bring me those cars.
Yeah,
Who's been
let's
so far.
Oh, like
What would be the top 3 dream cars for the fleet?
to add on the ones that we have right now.
That probably.
No, top 3
Yeah.
dream cars. Think big on this one.
We plan to add some Lambos in the future, but
A G-Wagon for me.
yeah, G-Wagon for him.
Ooh, that's my favorite. Like, I'll die happy if I got a G-Wagon.
And then we right now we're in the process of getting a Jeep Wrangler Apocalypse. I don't know, is the one with the 6x6 that looks like
okay.
Fire.
yeah.
I saw that on your Instagram. Did you guys end up getting it, or you're still planning on getting it?
We're working out a deal on that one.
It's a 3-month process to get it like custom built.
What?
But I know once we get that, like I mean, it's gonna be going all the time. Because it's a car like you get that, like you're gonna everybody, it catches more attention on a Lambo because you can't find that car anywhere else. It's only made to company.
Yes,
The
man.
first time, that was my first time seeing that car was on your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is that?
Yeah, so we just look for the crazy stuff, and I mean, we have the Cybertruck coming in, and soon we're gonna be adding some like more crazy stuff to the fleet. Just because like we want to drive it, and like we're gonna more than break even, but for us it's all about like the experience, and then we're making money with it too. But
And we might even get rid of some cars we already have because we can make some money flipping them too. Right now, the market is so crazy that we can flip a few of them.
So yeah, so it's
Wow. Hey, I'm in.
yeah. So who's been the most splendid customer thus far? You guys can remember. You guys are actually the question you guys didn't get to answer it.
yeah, so,
You can-
we had this lady. This is another crazy story, right? She contacted us, and then like she gets on the phone with Solga, and she's like asking us questions. What would be the best car for me to get? And like, and I was like, okay, sure. Like, what are you here in town for? Oh, I'm out to meet my biological mother after like 57 years. And we're like, wait, what? Like, yeah, I just found her on Facebook one day. I'm adopted, and like it turns out she's like in Orlando. So like, I want to make it a nice experience. I want to pull up in something nice. She's been talking to her mom for like 12 years, and she's never had the courage to meet her. And her biological mom told her, whenever you're ready, I'm here. Basically, like she had her when she was 16, and at those times, instead of not having her, she just gave her away. So I don't know, we just really connected with her. Like, now she's like a regular. She comes back to see her mom all the time.
And rents from us all the time.
Yeah, I spent like hours talking to her on the
Nice.
phone when she calls me because you're just such a nice lady.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, what attracted her to us, to our particular car rental versus everybody else, was all the reviews and the customer satisfaction that we had. That's what kind of, when she first called us, like, look, I've seen how highly people talking of you. She like, because this is such a special moment for me to meet my mother for the first time, I only want to go through you guys. I want this experience to be special. So when she shared that story with us, we were touched. So we made sure, like, she kind of gave us a rundown what she wanted to drive, how she wanted to present herself, and she ended up, I think, renting the Porsche, the 718 Boxster, to go down there. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. What
Have
you
you
guys?
gotten any wild requests?
what is it?
Any wild requests from like customers?
No, I mean, you get your usuals asking for, like, hey, where can I get drugs and all that stuff like that.
Sounds about right.
You don't.
Well, I heard there's an app for that now.
Is it after that?
Is that a Share Economy app?
The other podcast.
That was we had a comedian on last week. He made a joke that they should have a Yelp for drug dealers.
They should.
I thought you thought it was for real. You thought it was for real?
I mean, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Not hoping.
That's a good idea, though. That's a good idea,
I
honestly,
thought that
though.
was real.
It's a good idea. Like, hey, don't go to Gordo because this stuff is like 4.5. Go to Flacco. His is 5.0.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, but I was gonna ask you guys, what's one thing you guys would have wish you had known before you guys started this business? Like something that you wish would have known probably going in that you're like, okay, damn, if I had known that before I jumped in, I would have done it differently.
Not to per se that we would have done differently, but there were definitely some cars we wish we would have copped before the markups came into play.
Yep.
Right, like the C8. I don't know if you guys seen the new Corvettes. They changed the body style on them. They look like a Ferrari. So those vehicles right now, they're like almost 50,000 above MSRP. A lot of the cars that we started grabbing, we grabbed before the market adjustment due to the supply and demand and the chip shortage. So for us, there were a few cars. The C8 was one of them. There was a couple other cars that we kind of missed out on on grabbing early on. What was the other one?
I mean, there were a lot. I mean, the Jeep Wranglers, almost every single car right now. But at least we grabbed all our cars very cheap. Like right now, we have a lot of our students looking for cars. They do find deals. It just takes longer. You know, the IA is another one. The IA, we right now, for you to get on IA will be like 80 plus, 90 plus, like in a pretty good condition. In a good condition. Before you could find them for like 60 plus.
That's moolah right there.
Yeah, but you can still find deals. It just takes a little bit longer. Again, we still have plenty of mentees finding deals. We're still finding deals. It just takes a little bit of work. That's all.
Would it make it easier if someone had or if you knew someone that had a dealer license? Because I've been hearing about that too. Like if you were to get your own dealer license.
It can help if you're, but it doesn't work with our formula. Our formula is no money out of pocket. We have close to $1 million in car notes, and we still haven't made one car payment from our own pocket. So it's literally a business. You do it correctly, you can start a 6-figure business with no money out of pocket. Literally, obviously it's risky, but it's still like easy to get out and stuff. And you know what you're doing. So so that you have a dealership license. So I used to have a dealership license. I used to have a dealership in Philadelphia. My family still has one back home. So like you had to buy the car cash from the auctions. So you might have to, you go the economy route, you're definitely gonna get a discount. It's gonna be cheaper, but like that's not what we teach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we wanted this to be for the everyday user, right? Not for anybody who wants to get into like being a dealer or any of that. This is even for people who just have a car in the garage, and because there's different types of users, right, of the platform. And even people that buy our course. There's people that just want to know, hey, how can I put my car on Turo safely and make money on it, or maybe just cover the payment. There's others that want to go all in, buy several cars and turn it into like a full-blown business. And then you have guys who just want some side income, right? So there's different ways why people are utilizing the platform.
Yeah, for sure. What are the best resources that have helped you along the way, guys, so far? Best resources.
The biggest one for us right now was automating the whole process, just like messaging the customers, just the check-in process and everything else. Like we use this software that automatically sends a message to the customer before they check in, like, hey, thank you for whatever, because that's the customer service part. We send them at least location, places to go. So that's how we get all 5 stars almost every single time. So that literally changed the game. And the biggest part for us is the tolls. Before we had to manually get the tolls in the mail and a ticket. If somebody got a ticket, add it to the application and charge the customer manually. We have an app now that does all that stuff for you. So that was a big game changer, but it literally gave us like an extra 5 hours a week.
Yeah, saved a lot of time.
Technology is great.
Wow.
Same thing with the GPS trackers. I mean, that also kind of changed the game for us because if we wanted to technically check them in remotely, now we could. Now we can't, right? Because we could unlock the car, turn the kill switch on and off. You can do a lot of things with it, you know?
Jesus, my God. You talk through the speakers. Hey, I see what you're doing. Don't put that oil on.
You can have a dash
put the
cam
oil on.
You can have a dash cam in there. They could get a text alert if they're going above a certain speed. There's a lot of things.
Yeah. You see a guy with a bottle of oil, you're like, don't put that on. We stay.
Not again.
They turn on Marvin Gaye and they'd be like, hi, how you doing? Yeah, I saw you put on Marvin Gaye. Just want to make sure everything.
You're not allowed to play that song. You're not allowed to play Marvin Gaye in our video.
Over the speakers. Put the oil down.
You guys should put that in your contract. In your contract that they signed, the renters, you're not allowed to play Marvin Gaye songs in our vehicles.
Right. Yeah,
No oil.
That's traumatizing.
Please not put oil. Refrain from putting oil on.
To prevent oily situation.
So like, how does like the rental process work? Like, is there like a certain app I go to, or do I email you? Like, what's the deal with that?
Everything is done through the app. So I don't know if you've ever used Airbnb. Have you ever used Airbnb app?
Yeah.
So it's
Same
really
process.
Same exact process. You're able to direct message the host, any special requests, any extensions. Everything can be done over the app. You never have to talk over the phone with them. Everything can be done.
So wait, so is the app name Turo Bros?
Turo.
Turo.
Actual
Turo.
platform. Yeah.
Okay.
communication is 100% through the app. Like the same thing with the Airbnb. I try not to talk to them personally on their cell phone or anything because you probably want everything to be documented. God forbid something happens.
Yep. You want everything on the app.
Yeah, and that definitely helps a lot with the claims when you have everything, all the messages in there versus anything verbal over the phone.
Oh, I see. So the name of the app is actually called Turo. It's available on Google Play and on Apple apps, right? Correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's Turo. So you guys want to check it out? You guys want to, get a vehicle? Go straight to the app, man. And if you're in the Orlando area, it's most likely going to be Ariel and the Soga, hooking you up. You know what I mean? So,
I do have to say, because I know probably a lot of your listeners probably come from New York. I mean, I don't know what your demographics look like. So for some reason, New York, like they want to take advantage of, like they want to tax it somehow. So right now you can't host a car unless you have a commercial license. And the commercial insurance is a little bit tough to get. So you're not a commercial host, you're not commercial insurance as an actual car rental company. You're not able to list your car. But there's a workaround that we teach, that we explain to our students how to do.
Okay, so the course explains like a workaround for like cities like New York. I don't know about Florida. Is there any other cities that are like New York, maybe like LA, that have?
New York only right now.
It actually Turo first started. Yeah, New York has always been very difficult with almost every peer-to-peer app, including Uber and Lyft. When they first came out, you guys remember the taxi situation in New York?
Yeah.
So anything new you introduce to New York, you can get a lot of resistance from the city.
Yeah. Because of unions. I know a lot about the unions. Like I was doing Airbnb and I was also a union member in Manhattan, but my Airbnb is in Florida. So technically I was good, but it was just crazy. If I even thought about doing an Airbnb in New York City, especially Manhattan, you get all types of fines from the city. You get all types of resistance. The hotel union workers, they want to come attack you and all this crazy stuff. And they'll rent your people somehow illegally put their Airbnb on, even though they're in the city, like I've seen in Manhattan and Harlem and stuff. And I heard that a city worker rented an Airbnb just to trash the whole apartment. Like that was because they were so mad that, we don't want you Airbnb in the city and yo, we bad. Mad.
Yeah, but that's the most stupidest thing to do though, because now you're gonna come out pocket.
Yeah. I don't know. Crazy stories out there.
Yeah, but New York, us New Yorkers, we're a unique bunch.
I know we are.
Love the city though.
Yeah.
Gotta love this. Gotta love us. You gotta love us. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to venture. I'm like super spontaneous and open-minded. So I'm like, let me go down to Florida and see what's popping over there. Let me go make some noise down here.
No, that whole commercial thing, even when it comes to like, and I'm even talking about outside of New York when it comes to like new things like Turo, like I know hasn't really like blown up to like Airbnb status that it eventually will. But that kind of sucks when you get resistance like that from like certain states, especially ones with like heavily dense cities. You're like basically tapping out a whole market. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What advice will you give someone who wants to start a company like yours?
I would just say, I mean, I'm not trying to sell anything here, but like, just get a coach or at least read the terms of services for the company that the company has, because there's a lot of things there that will help you be protected to make sure like, your car is actually covered. We get a lot of people that start asking us questions. Oh no, Turo sucks. Why are you promoting this? My car claim got declined. Like I had somebody like tell me that. And I was like, okay, what happened? Oh, because the tire tread was, the tires were bald. So, I mean, at that point, you're not maintaining the car properly. So what I would say is like, pay whatever it is that you have for whatever course is out there. Make sure you're gonna buy a car specifically for the app, so you're 100% protected.
Yeah, the biggest thing is before you start any business, you need to have the right information, right? So that's what we're trying to explain to people. Any business you start, you don't want to go into it blindly. You got to make sure you do your research, you understand how it works, how you can protect yourself, what type of vehicle you want to get, because not every vehicle is going to perform. It all depends on your location. So that's where the market research piece of it comes into play, right?
Right.
And also not overextending yourself. You have to know your limitations. right? Like all the cars that we got, worst case scenario, we could cover the payments on all of them, right? Now, even though we teach people how to get numerous cars in a month or in weeks, we don't want you doing something that you cannot afford at the end of the day. Like, you got to still think about worst case scenario, right? So we don't want you overextending or basically, biting more than you could chew.
And then that's like, because we, there's so many people talking about Turo and that stuff, like, you can get 30 cars in a month if you wanted to, with the formula, literally, with no money out of pocket, you're credit worthy. But what a lot of people don't talk about is like being financially responsible. Because what happens, let's say the car has to go into maintenance for some reason, like something happens to the car, transmission, whatever. Because of the, there is a chip shortage with cars right now. There's also a shortage with parts. So you might have that car sitting there for like 2 to 3 months. So what happens in those 2 to 3 months? Turo's not gonna send you a check. So you gotta cover that car out of pocket. So we tell everybody, like, only get as many cars as you can afford. And as you feel comfortable, you start building a nest egg, at least like at the minimum, like 3 payments every month. You should have like be able to afford 3 payments on your savings account from your Turo business to then start scaling. But if you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna go all in, risk averse, I don't care, I'm gonna make this money, I believe in myself, I'm a hustler, I'm from New York, then you go do you. But we do the responsible thing. Like us being super frugal people that I never had a car note my whole life until January, only get as many cars as you can afford.
Mm-hmm. Great advice.
So yeah, man. So you're having folks don't overindulge, okay? Well, guys, I wanted to bring up I wanted to bring up the website so that our viewers can take a look at it. You guys see it there?
Yep.
So this is the website here. It's called theturoguy.com. This is where you could obtain services, to get the courses, right, that we were speaking about. So you can learn how to do this stuff on your own and be successful, just like these guys have, right? Right now, you guys are running a 50% off sale, right?
Correct.
The regular price is $1,000, you said, and then with the 50% off, it was $500.
$497. Yep.
$497. Okay, great. So, are there any potential future sales they're gonna come on again?
Possibly. I mean, right. At the end of the day, for us, we want to be able to help as many people as possible, right? We had actually a few requests. The reason actually we even ran the sale, we had a few requests last week with people that really wanted to buy the course, but they were like, "Listen, man, my rent is about the same amount. I really can't afford it. Are you guys able to run another sale?" But that's what kind of prompted the sale that we're running once again. So once in a while, we get those type of messages again, like, yeah, we could be making way more money, but we also want to be able to help people out that want to get into the business.
Yeah, man. So that you have it, man.
Kudos to you that you guys came to. So, like, I know you guys want, to give back to the community, and that's why I believed in you guys so much, and I had so much faith in you guys just by following you on, social media. I was able to sense that from you guys. So, once again, thanks so much for coming to the show and telling people that, anything is possible as long as you can put your mind to it, get the correct information, get the right knowledge, do your research, and, talk to the Turo bros because they know how to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say this thing, like, I also have a company that helps you, like, start your business. So, in our community, like, taking risks on that stuff, not having the right people around you, you always your own family tells you, "Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you gonna indulge into starting your business?" Sometimes you have your own family tell you, "Don't do it." Your friends, because they're not familiar with it. So I always tell people, like, those who believe that can or cannot, they're both right. So you believe that you can, you're right. You believe that you cannot, then you're also right. I mean, it's about believing in yourself and having the right information so you can change the situation.
Your mindset.
Yeah, I believe in that for sure. So when you're ready to start living your life when you're ready to start living your life in the fast lane like these guys, sign up right here. You can go straight to theturoguy.com. Here's a real quick explanation about what they do and how the courses work, and basically you have YouTube videos of them basically explaining how the process works.
Yeah, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, kind of has all the different modules and things that we kind of discuss in the course.
Nice.
Let's bring it down to the bottom.
Nice looking website too, by the way.
Is it this one? Wait.
Some of the mentees and the reviews. Yeah, so you got the modules. the different things that we kind of cover in the course. And that doesn't even cover everything, but the majority of it.
Also,
Okay.
Weekly coaching calls too.
Yeah, we also do weekly coaching calls with our mentees.
Okay. You guys do it.
We have close to 100 students right now that have already taken action. And they've got nothing but great and positive feedback from the course. So
geez.
Nice.
I'm very happy with it.
You might have another student soon, man. I'm definitely gonna sign up.
Hey, I think I'm sign up. I'm in there.
I need to get this ball rolling. I got 2 LOCs and I really haven't taken advantage of it. And this is definitely an opportunity for me to get it, to get the right information so I can get started on a new adventure financially, So yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. I'm definitely gonna be hollering at you guys. Is there any special discounts for dinner at the round table viewers you guys want to offer for a little bit?
We'll hook you up.
All right. So if you hit up the Turo Bros and you tell them that you saw them at Dinner at the Round Table podcast or the interview, they'll definitely give you a better price. So just say Dinner at the Round Table whenever you hit them up, and they'll give you a nice price.
Yeah, we're gonna create a code just for you guys. I'm gonna send it to you, so maybe when you post a video, you can add it there. We didn't think about that, but like we'll get you a special code.
Nice. There you go. There's a code now, guys. So take advantage when you go down to Mickey Mouse. Go get that Porsche, man. Stop playing.
All I know is when I go visit that black Corvette.
I know, right?
That little black Corvette coming with me.
What's your favorite car in the world, Ariel and Soga? Personally, each one individually. What would you say is your most favorite car in the world?
For me, I'm more of I like luxury, but I like to be humble. I don't like nothing too flashy. So for me, I would say like an Aston Martin. I'm like an Aston Martin.
What, bro?
What? Yeah. That's close.
He's gone, baby.
Well, Aston Martin, because a lot of people were not familiar with the brand, right?
Yeah.
Like, people, all they know is Lamborghini, anything that's like flashy, right?
I see.
So you pull up an Aston Martin, unless you're like a car guy and you understand brands, you're not gonna know what it is.
You're right, because
like the Vanquish or the DB9.
Yeah. Well, I like both. I like both of the DB9.
Well, the Aston Martin, it looks, very classy. It looks very bland, but it's a very expensive vehicle. It's very expensive.
And it's very fast too. But like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, And I'm the same thing with watches and anything like that. I'd rather, like, for example, if I was to get a watch tomorrow, I'll probably get like an AP or a Patek Philippe or something rather than do like a Rollie or something like that. I'd rather go for brands that either you know or you don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I check our business account. Those watches are expensive.
How about you, Ariel?
The Millennium Mall with the Aston Martin right outside.
Aston Martin. And a red Ferrari for me.
That's it. That's it. Just okay.
But it's a must. Given that I'm from Europe, you got a red Ferrari is a must.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
For me, same thing.
I see you in it, man, with your hair like flapping,
Yeah. The hair like going. Yeah. Yeah. For me, luxury, humble too. I just want a Lamborghini SBJ Aventador. That's humble.
Yeah, very humble. No.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
He's definitely the flashy.
I'm not flashy, bro. Like
with the Merce and the.
Listen, that's where I keep my gun on Merce.
Guys, so now you guys seen the concepts that they've been televising recently. That they got flying cars that are already done, ready to go to the market. You guys, in the future, let's say 5 years down from here, and those things are available, you guys gonna consider getting flying cars too?
Hell yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean we're all about those crazy cars.
If we can make money on it, you'll count us in.
It's gonna be insane, man. You guys gonna be driving around.
Are you gonna need like your pilot license for that? Or like a regular standard driver license?
I'm assuming some of them gonna be
automatic.
Automated.
Autopilot, yeah.
Autopilot type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's working.
I wonder how they're gonna control traffic though with that. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting, but you have a lot more space in the sky than you do on the road. So
you're gonna make the skyway, bro.
You're gonna be walking to the bodega to get some chimichurri, and then a damn car drops right in front of you from up top. What the hell's going on here?
It all sounds crazy until they do it, right?
Yeah, man, it's
Oh.
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
You would have told somebody about cell phones and then the internet 30 years ago, they would have been looking at you like, what?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. So, guys, what would be your 5-year expectation, personal and business wise?
For me, personal, be married with kids. It's time for me to have a family. Business wise, I want us to be the leading educator in the Black and brown community when it comes to making money with the things that you love. You love cars, and to whichever way we span when it comes to education, just like Turo Bro family all across the United States, car shows, the whole nine.
Okay.
Nice, Soga.
For me, I've always worked really hard most of my life. So for me, being married with kids already, it will be the work-life balance aspect of it. That's why I got into the e-commerce space and just like quitting my 6-figure job at the bank, right? Because I was getting paid just fine. And I worked a lot of jobs over the years, from government, private sector, and so forth. On the business side of it, basically I'm on the same page with Ariel. To me, it's all about not only being the leading educators, but just having a positive impact in the community. That's what I'm all about. I just want to be able to, at the end of the day, we'll reach that age where I'm starting to think about what I want the legacy to be. Right? When people think about me or they think about him, how do I want to be remembered? So that's why having a positive impact in the community is what I'm all about.
Yeah, man, for sure. That's great, man. And God's gonna pay you guys back lovely for doing that, for sure.
Yeah.
And how old are you guys, man? Because you guys look like you're hiding behind the beard, but I know you guys look young, man. You guys are kind of young.
We're pretty young. I'm 34,
I'm
Okay.
32.
and Ariel's about 50.
Yeah, you want to look 60. I'm 32.
I thought you were like older. Yeah, we're all 34.
Wait, what? What you mean?
Who looks older? Who looks older?
You do.
Zoga or Ariel?
Look at that long ass beard.
I plead the
Very
fifth, man. I ain't gonna say anything. But that's
So
great,
what-
man. You guys are in your mid-30s, man, killing it. Got your own business. Soga, he quit his day job just to get into this, man. And that entrepreneurship spirit, that's what we're all about here. We definitely praise you guys, man, for doing what you guys are doing and for also bringing back the knowledge to the community so that people can learn it, right? That's very important because, like I said earlier, a lot of the successful people that leave our communities don't come back and teach us how to get out, right? And that's what's important, and teach the future, the current and the future generation how to get this money, okay?
Just leave the hood and forget about us.
I know,
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah, man. So, guys, man. So, Christine La Dueña, our first lady. What will be your final thought based on our interview today?
I mean, my final thought is, well, first of all, to thank you for coming onto the show, being around the same generation as us. So, thank you so much for that and sharing your knowledge and basically, motivating people that, especially when you were talking about Ariel, that there's so many ways to make money. You just got to go and do it. And if you don't do it, how will you ever find out? And if you don't fail, how are you ever going to know? So thank you guys for coming to the show and talking about that. But yeah, my final thought is pretty much just that. Just do, me, I'm a singer and I also work for the whole hospitality industry in Manhattan in Times Square for 15 years. And, since the pandemic last year, this was actually my opportunity to get as much knowledge as I could, which, I have a family background in real estate investing. And, as soon as the pandemic began, I was like, oh, this is my opportunity to get back into real estate because that's where I feel like my heart has always been. So, now I'm looking for other ventures besides real estate because my mind doesn't stop. So when I found out about you guys, I was so thankful. I was like, oh, let me see what's up with the Turo Bros, So yeah, thank you for coming onto the show and telling people and giving your experience and things like that. So.
La la, Elmo song. Shut the fuck up!
The other day's final thought in the building.
Guys, the inside joke. They keep putting.
I got a two-piece. I got a two-piece final thought.
And I started laughing like Elmo.
Yeah, so we have this thing like La Dueña, when she chuckles or she laughs, she sounds like Elmo. So that's like her intro and her outro song right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so. The other day, what's your final thought there, buddy?
All right. Final thought is two pieces. All right. First and foremost, Ariel, Soga, y'all doing an amazing job, not only teaching people about Turo, but like your course offers more than that, and it offers people. It offers basically like the knowledge to get out of their current situation and improve upon themselves, which is an amazing thing, and that's something that, you know, the Black and brown community and, you know, all immigrant communities really need, because at the end of the day, our parents' generation was just taught to work and go to school, not really to go out and, you know, do their own thing and, you know, and leave a legacy and leave their name behind long after they're gone. You know what I mean? And two, my second final thought is, when I go visit La Dueña, I'm definitely gonna rent something. So I'm gonna holler.
Appreciate it.
We got you, bro.
But y'all doing an amazing thing, and yet again, I feel that for you guys, and this is probably just the bottom again, that you guys like to educate equally or a little more than just getting the business side of things done, and that shows. You know what I mean? It shows in the passion.
And to add to what you were saying earlier about our parents, all they know is hard work and so forth. You have to unlearn and relearn, right? So one of the books that had one of the biggest impacts in my life was Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I highly recommend it to anybody to read that book. It's gonna change your life, especially if you grew up, like I said, with poor parents or either middle income parents that all they know is hard work, and they did not have the entrepreneurial spirit or the business spirit. And again, nothing wrong with people that want to work a 9 to 5, okay? Just so y'all get it right. Because I know in today's society, everybody's like glamorizing the entrepreneurs, then forgetting about everybody else. There's nothing wrong with that. You can make tons of money just working a 9 to 5 job. But for those who want something more out of life, you got to look into different ways to make money.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. That's great, man. So yeah, so my final thought is basically, man, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing what you need to do. Your time is limited here on Earth, you know what I'm saying? So stop wasting your time trying to live someone else's life and live your best life so you can live a prosperous life and, you know, and enjoy all the fruits of the world, man. The world is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You deserve it as a human being, man. So yeah, man. So just do it like Nike says. But Ariel and Soga, you guys have got a final message for our audience, for our viewers, and for customers, the potential customers. Any final message there you guys want to relate?
Yeah, from my side, I would say that you know, just stop being from the outside looking in. Like, let your W2 income subsidize your 1099 potential income in the future, and then if you do decide to like get some information, just don't get it because it's the cool thing to do it, because like information changes situations, but only for implementation. So like you do end up like trying to work with us or anybody else out there that might have a course or whatever you have. Once you have that access to that knowledge, like take it and actually implement it. So, you know, just don't have something sitting there, because it's a waste of money on your end if you don't take action. So take action and, you know, take a little bit of risk so your information, your situation changes.
And for me, I guess the message I have to the viewers is coming from corporate America, coming from the government sector and all these other sectors, they will never pay you what you're worth. All right, they're gonna pay you just enough to keep you around. That's why they offer raises every year, and you have to fight for those promotions. So if you ever wanna really know your value, go in business for yourself. That's my message to the viewers.
Yeah, man, you already know, man. Turo Brothers in the house, man. Dinner at the Round Table podcast with La Dueña the other day, Nelly Nell. Shout out to the Dinner at the Round Table family, John Taval, Chris Ryder. Guys, man, I appreciate you guys coming down here and, you know, explaining the in and outs of what Turo is and how they can start their own business as well. And hopefully whoever tuned in today can take advantage of the knowledge that these guys have, man. Go take those courses. Stop playing games. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
You already know, guys. You already know Dinner at the Round Table podcast. We're checking out. You already know, catch us tomorrow, 8 p.m. same time. Guys, I appreciate you guys. Ariel Soga, I wish you much success. Continue doing what y'all doing. And we see each other personally one of these days, man. I promise that.
Hey, come visit us, man. Thank you so much for having us.
So we're gonna get down there, man.
You guys already know, come to Orlando. I mean, blessing meeting you too also, by the way. And thank you guys for coming around and showing us your beautiful BMW Miami Blue i8, you know. And you guys are very humble, you know. Thanks again for coming by and coming onto the show.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, my guys, y'all already know. Thanks for being on, man. We really appreciate y'all.
All right, thank you. Have a good night,
And
guys.
that's the Round Table Podcast. We out of here, you heard?
Mr. President, in 12 hours, I will destroy Washington, D.C. with this giant laser. Here's the plan. We get the warhead, and we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Somebody call my mother.